Oh, I love that song there. That was Ain't No Mountain High Enough from Diana Ross. That was the Eric Cooper mix. It is 27 to 6. This is Tuesday Drive. It's 15 degrees in Ulladulla at the moment, 14 degrees in Nowra. Slightly warmer in Wollongong on 17 degrees, and Moss Vale, well, quite cool up there. They're sitting on 11 degrees at the moment.
From Nowra to Ulladulla, Milton to Gerringong. This is Tuesday Drive with Stephen, a local voice with a local heart.
Now, for many of us, 2020 will be known as the year the world changed due to the coronavirus pandemic. But last year, it's estimated that there were just under 150,000 new cases of cancer diagnosed in Australia, and just under 50,000 deaths according to the Cancer Council. Now, across our region, which has a population of just over 385,000 people, 1,600 cases of cancer has been diagnosed each year, and the demand on the Shoalhaven Cancer Care Centre is set to increase. However, the Shoalhaven is being encouraged to go gold to raise some much needed funds along with a host of fun activities. And joining me in the studio is the president of the Shoalhaven Assistance and Support Incorporated, Suzanne Hammond-Warne, and also the chairperson of Shoalhaven Goes Gold and a former patient at the Shoalhaven Cancer Care Centre, Sue Gregan. Ladies, both welcome to Tuesday Drive.
Thank you, Steve.
Absolute pleasure. Now, Sue, if you'd like, you can use your microphone over there if you want, because we would absolutely love to hear everything that you have to say for us. Now, I think this is actually the first time that I've actually had two Sues in the studio at the same time, so thanks for making Tuesday Drive history once again.
Special.
Now, Suzanne, tell me, what is Shoalhaven Goes Gold?
I guess it's a bit like the breast cancer where Mudgee got the idea where Mudgee goes pink, and I know Berry did a go pink, has done it a couple of times, but I would just love to see the Shoalhaven go gold in September with a couple of fun activities that we're planning along the way to raise, as you said, much needed funds for the Cancer Care Centre. Our first big thing that we're doing is a launch in Harry Sawkins Park on the 28th of August, which is Saturday, just before September. And it's going to be a huge, big day in Harry Sawkins Park with a free concert with local entertainment, hopefully from schools, Newcomb. I only found out yesterday the Danooch Dance Company are going to open it for me, which was fantastic news. But we'll have local schools. The Shoalhaven City Concert Band will be performing, and day of entertainment. There will be stalls for people to buy things that will, all the funds from those stores will go directly to the Cancer Care Centre. Hopefully there'll be activities for kids to do, hoping for a jumping castle. Circus 35 Degrees from down south around Milton are coming up to entertain and perform and do some workshops. So all the money from that day will go, and hopefully there will be a wall of remembrance for people to be able to write stories about their journey and thank the nurses up at the hospital, and all of that will go up to the Cancer Care Centre for a month or two, for depending on how much space it takes up. So we're also having a fashion parade, and we're having a big gala dinner. And the other thing that we're hoping to do is getting all the shop fronts in Nowra to turn their shop fronts gold, yellow during September, and there'll be a big competition for that with prizes going out for the best dressed shops, and prizes will be given out at the gala dinner when we have it in September.
I was saying off air, of course, you've actually dressed up this evening. You're teaming with the theme. You've got your gold top on tonight. Was this all part of the plan?
Well, we've had 18 months to think about this because we were going to do this last year, and we'd already had a couple of sponsors on board. Bendigo Bank and Manildra are our two major sponsors, as well as Southern Style Events have come on board as a sponsor. So we've had 18 months to get ready for this, and yes, I have a wardrobe of gold, including gold shoes that I'm looking forward to wearing this September.
Love it, love
COVID's not going to shut down. So happens to be a favourite colour because it's nice and bright.
It is
and
a
happy,
nice one.
So.
Well, that's what you said before, that you're sort of basing the idea of what something that Mudgee has done, and their colour of choice was pink. So why have you chosen gold? Is it because it's just a fun, happy, bright colour, or is there something a bit more behind it?
Probably a bit of both. These what we were doing today in September was going to originally been done under the banner of my choir, Shoalhaven Community Choir, and the choir colour is gold and black, and so that's how we kind of started off with the Shoalhaven Goes Gold theme. I think the survivor colours for cancer are purple and gold, I believe, aren't they, Sue? So we sort of chose the gold because, as you know, there are cancer ribbons for multiple types of cancer. So we are not trying to focus on any particular type of cancer with this. All our funds are going to the Cancer Care Centre, and we've asked them for a wish list. And what the nurses have come up with is that they would really like some flat screen TVs with remote headsets for the patients to be able to sit through, because as Sue knows, and we've been talking about it, the treatment is very long and tedious, and we're hoping that will take patients' mind off. So yes, gold's a nice bright happy colour along with the daffodils and sunflowers, and that's why we're going gold.
And of course the Cancer Council, that's their logo, the daffodil, isn't it? That's right.
Daffodil.
Which is a beautiful, and I think that's the story behind that is it's a symbol of rebirth and life, isn't it?
Hope and happiness.
Hope and happiness.
Hope and happiness. At our fashion parade luncheon we're having in September, we're going to hopefully have 10 flower colours, and they're all yellow, and they all have amazing history of hope, happiness, prosperity, friendship, strength. So this is what we're all about, positivity, aren't we, Sue?
Definitely.
So there's a lot of activities happening in September. Would it be fair to say there's like sort of more than one event by the sounds of it?
Yes, so there's the big launch in the park on the end of August on the 28th.
Right.
The fashion parade is happening on Thursday the 16th at Bomaderry Bowling Club. No, sorry, was going to be at Bomaderry Bowling Club. I think it's now going to be at Narra Golf Club, and the gala dinner is on Saturday the 25th at Narra Golf Club as well. But I'm really encouraging any local businesses in the area, whether it's a restaurant or a hotel. If you want to come on board, please contact me. I'd love to see your venue go gold in September and offer some special treats and come on board with it. We could have yellow drinks, we can have yellow food, we can have yellow cakes, we can have all sorts of things.
So three major events across the Shoalhaven.
And
Can people
guest
help?
shops.
Can people help at all?
Yes. Definitely.
Most definitely. I mean, committee members are short. Everybody's time is precious, so I would love more people to come on board. There's a lovely youth group that I've become involved with. They're called Youth Group for Change, and they've come on board, and they're helping a lot with some of the decorations and helping on the day with various things and selling things at the stall. But yes, please, anybody who wants to come, and anybody who wants to come on board as a sponsor or an in-kind. We were given yesterday by Valentino's Menswear in town $1,000 worth of men's clothing to be auctioned off at the gala dinner. We're having a silent auction, and actually the clothes are fantastic. They're absolutely beautiful. So thank you, Valentino's, if anybody's listening. Menswear. So yes, come on board,
encouraging
please.
more, that's right,
yes.
And all for a good cause, as you mentioned. Now, Sue Gregan, now you're a former patient at the Shoalhaven Cancer Care Centre. What was your experience like up there?
Well, I would like to say, as an original fundraiser, never dreaming I was ever going to be there as a patient many years later, how lucky we are to be given this Shoalhaven Cancer Care Centre. We have chemotherapy there, we have radiotherapy, we have genetic testing there, we have transfusions and infusions. We also have their overnight accommodation. I'm very lucky that I was able to have all my treatment here in the Shoalhaven. Not everybody's as lucky as I, and I also had my own friends. But you spend many hours there, sometimes every day. When you have your chemo, it's every 3 weeks, and it's quite daunting. When you have your radiotherapy, you go every day. I went for 25 days. It doesn't take long, but it's still very daunting, and you must go there. And we're lucky we have 2 linear accelerators there, so they're able to work 2 rooms. So this is my journey to tell the story, but it's not, everyone's journey is not the same. I'm coming up for 5 years breast cancer. I did have a mastectomy there in the Shoalhaven. I had the most, Martin Jones was my surgeon. My nurse was Meredith. That's still there. I still go for 6 monthly visits there. I see everybody that I became known to in more ways than one. There is a wonderful lot of volunteers. The staff that administrate all this stuff to you, this poison that we have to have in our bodies to try, just so we can live. That, you know, it's denied to so many people. More people now, it's 1 in 8 people are diagnosed with breast cancer. And that's only one cancer. As you know, all the colours of the ribbon post a different cancer, and we're trying not to have a pink month. We're trying to encourage every other cancer and the people to come on board, join our social media, join the paper, listen to this interview. If I can help anyone, I'm willing to give back. So when I was asked, would I do this? Yes, I need to do this. I need to get the story out there without knowing exactly, you know, the nitty-gritty of it all. Everyone doesn't need to know that, because as I said, everyone's got their own personal journey to believe in and to get up and go. So as I said, if I can help somebody, I'm willing to do it, because I was very lucky. I had a band of friends. I have 2 daughters, but they don't live in the Shoalhaven, and I chose to stay in the Shoalhaven. So my friends are my support group, and they sure did. And I still see young people at the Relay for Life and things like that. I was actually the oldest person there when all these young people with newborn babies were having treatment. So I say to them now, remember that lady? You know, I was there. But look, we don't know how lucky we are to have this centre. What was it
like when you first received the news? Because you hear it so many different stories.
My bundle had nearly dropped. I did suspect I was gone, as I say. I did go for a mammogram here in Nowra, and then I got the letter that said, you know, you need to go to Wollongong. So, and what happens when you go to Wollongong? There's, say, 8 to 10 people on the day. So what happens as you go through each stage, the last man standing is the person that's got the breast cancer. And I was sort of half told my diagnosis. I was able to have everything done while I was there for the day and then come on home to Nowra, and then I had to get my results. But whilst I was there, because it's run through St George Hospital as well as down Wollongong and then to Nowra, they want you to really stay in the Wollongong system. So but to get your final results, you had to go to your own doctor here in Nowra. And so I went and I said, I don't know what to do. And he said, my doctor said, what do you mean you don't know what to do? Well, I go to Wollongong, and he said, the best surgeon is in Nowra. So I walked out of the doctor's. I went across the road and I asked if I could get an appointment. And they said, it's about 4 months wait. And I went, oh. And because, you know, your head's absolutely going berserk. And she said, is there something the matter? And I said, yes. Anyway, I said, I haven't told anybody either. So about 2 days later, she rang up and said, I've got a cancellation. And the rest is history. He said, this is what you need to do. This is what's going to happen. Go down, get all these things done. Take your letter to the Shoalhaven Hospital. There was a lady there. She said, who it needs to enroll, you know, to book in. I said, me. And I was able to get in. So lucky that I could have that. I actually had that in the Shoalhaven Hospital, but all my treatment and all my care is in the cancer centre.
Now, we don't have much time left, unfortunately,
No,
but I understand there's a bit of a story. And when I was sort of told this, the first thing that sprung to mind was the Hunchback of Notre Dame and Quasimodo. I believe you rang some bell. What's that about?
I did. So my niece and her husband actually donated it to the chemo for the cancer hospital. They had none here in Nowra at all. But
Is this a bell we're talking about?
Yes, yes.
Right.
And it's on a plaque, and other cancer areas overseas all have one. So
Oh.
what you actually do is you ring it and you go, like hell, I'm never coming back here again.
Very last.
So it's your last treatment. But there is two there now. There's one outside the radiation, but there wasn't one outside the radiation either. And the radiation section is very daunting because the machine is quite big and they have to get everything just right. So make sure all your markers and everything. Same with your chemo. You've got to go for blood tests. You've got to have all these things checked beforehand. How lucky are we? So if we can get as much support as possible for this gold, I'd love to see the TVs there. It is the most boring thing to spend your day there.
Which is what the money's going towards.
Yeah,
is
the money's
the-
going hopefully 2 to flat TV screens here, hopefully, and if we get enough money, one for Milton as well.
That's
They
brilliant.
also have a section down there for patients.
Now, just very, very quickly, Suzanne, I've got to make sure I differentiate Sue and Suzanne. The calendar. What's this calendar about?
It all started, I've got a fantastic friend, Richard Miller, who is a professional photographer, and I was just talking with Richard one day, and the idea came up about he's an ex-cancer, he's had cancer 5 times, he won't mind me mentioning this, and Richard said, why don't we do a calendar? And so we've started, and we have some of the community groups, we have some of our sponsors featuring in it. But one of the things that we are doing, we're having the nurses have received permission to, because there's a lot of protocols you've got to go to with New South Wales government, but the nursing staff hopefully are having a photo this Friday as well to go in the calendar. But on Saturday at 1 o'clock at Harry Sawkins Park, we're inviting anybody to come down to be part of our calendar who is a survivor of cancer or who is a current patient and going through some sort of chemo or radiation. We have 61 people on our Facebook page, on the calendar page, who are hopefully going to come down on Saturday. That's a big park on the steps, 1 o'clock this Saturday, Harry Sawkins Park. Come down and be part of our calendar.
Lovely. And just very, very quickly, we've only got a couple of minutes left. Now, of course, I asked before you came on the show this evening to choose a song, and it was One Moment in Time. What makes this song so special for you, Sue?
Because I'm here. I've got to get up and go. I need to live. I need to survive. So let's make it one moment in time. And I thank you for interviewing us, but I urge everyone in the Shoalhaven to go gold. And can I thank you for your time for interviewing us, putting us on radio, newspaper, social media. We need to get the word out.
And
Well-
can our one moment in time be gold in September?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Look, I thank you both for coming in this afternoon. Best of luck with the event, Suzanne and Sue. And look, thank you, Sue, for sharing your story with us this afternoon. I know it can't be an easy one to be retelling all the time, but
It isn't.
I really appreciate you
Thank you
doing that
so
for us
much. today.
And, well, here it is now for you. One moment in time. The one, the only, Whitney Houston.
Tuesday Drive.